So many of us are searching for stability, mentally, emotionally, even hormonally. But what if one of the simplest, most grounding tools has been in your kitchen all along? So today we're going to make a simple herbal apple cider vinegar. It's a potent digestive tonic that supports emotional balance, gut health, and blood sugar stability. And it's far easier than you might think. Now you may ask, why make homemade ACV? Store-bought ACV can be good depending on what you buy, because what we want is raw, unpasteurized, unfiltered ACV. In which case, making it at home definitely saves you money in the long run, especially when you start making the most of all the ways that you can use ACV. And if you're buying ACV stored in plastic, then you're going to avoid plastic exposure, which affects both your hormones and the planet. And best of all, you can infuse your homemade ACV with herbs. And these herbs support your body on an even deeper level. So in today's version, I'll show you how to make an herbal infused homemade ACV that's especially supportive for grounding emotional overwhelm and your energy levels throughout the day. First off, ACV is unique from other vinegars. The reality is not all vinegars are created equal. Apple cider vinegar is one of the few that's alkalizing, even though it's acidic, kind of like lemon and lime. It's rich in pre and probiotics, but only when it's raw and unfiltered. And it supports digestion and blood sugar stability when taken in the morning on an empty stomach or before meals. And it helps stabilize blood sugar, which is something that many of us struggle with and don't even realize it. So here's a question for you. Do you recognize when your blood sugar is unstable? So some ways to tell if and when your blood sugar is unstable is that unstable blood sugar can lead to anxiety, mood swings, irritability, crashes in your energy, cravings, and overthinking, and mental fog. And so many people experience this every day without connecting it to the source and without connecting it to what, how, and when they eat. So drinking a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in a glass of water before eating a meal helps buffer those spikes and crashes in energy. And this leads to more mental and emotional steadiness. ACV also supports your gut, immunity, and your brain. Now, if you take a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in a glass of water first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, you support your gut microbiome because raw, unfiltered ACV contains both pre and probiotics. And this supports healthy gut bacteria. And a diverse, healthy gut microbiome directly influences your mood, your focus, your cognitive performance, your immune resilience, your sleep. So let's make this ACV. So what you need is a clean, wide-mouth glass jar, organic apples, filtered water, sugar for the fermentation, and a breathable fabric to cover your jar with. So first, clean your apples with baking soda by adding 1 teaspoon of baking soda to 2 cups of water, and then washing the apples well. And now peel the apples using the skins, the core, the seeds, the stems for the vinegar. And you can use the flesh of the apples for anything that you wish. Now, pro tip, you can build up your apple scraps little by little if you prefer, keeping them in the freezer. And if you do this, just be sure to thaw the scraps before adding them to the vinegar, and add some fresh scraps into the vinegar for best results. And of course, you can simply cube up the entire apples and use that for the vinegar if you prefer. Now fill up your glass container halfway with the apple scraps or the cubed apple. And now you want to measure and track the amount of water you add to fill up the jar. And for each cup of water that you added to the jar, you want to add 1 tablespoon of sugar for each cup. And this is absolutely necessary to use sugar because it feeds the fermentation. Once the vinegar is fermented, the ACV doesn't contain any sugar or alcohol. Now stir until the sugar dissolves and cover the glass jar with a breathable fabric or coffee filter and set it aside somewhere dark and not too hot, not too cold. And stir this every day for the first 2 weeks to keep the apples submerged in the water. Because if they start floating up to the top and they don't get stirred in, they can begin to mold. After a couple weeks, maybe after 4 weeks, it depends on your environment and the temperature of it, how long it will take to ferment. So taste it and simply let it ferment to your liking. Once finished fermenting, bottle it in clean glass jars. And for every 8 ounces of apple cider vinegar, you can add 1 to 2 Ceylon cinnamon sticks. Add this to as much of your batch of apple cider vinegar as you wish. I usually infuse about half of my batch when bottling. And you can use the Ceylon infused ACV right away. Just know that the longer it sits in the apple cider vinegar, the stronger and sweeter the infusion. So you may be asking, why do I want Ceylon cinnamon with my ACV? Ceylon isn't just for flavor. Ceylon cinnamon is also called the true cinnamon, and it's different from the ground cinnamon that you find in most grocery stores. The ground cinnamon is usually cassia cinnamon and can have a stronger flavor, but it contains a compound that can be toxic in higher doses. Ceylon cinnamon, on the other hand, helps regulate your blood sugar, supports circulation and digestion by stimulating digestive enzymes, has antibacterial and antimicrobial properties, and is much gentler on the liver. And this makes Ceylon a perfect ally with ACV for digestive and emotional grounding. So how to use ACV daily? So you can use this herbal ACV for your morning drink, adding a tablespoon of it to a glass of room temperature or warm water. And if you like, adding half of a lemon as well. Adding it to a glass of water before meals for extra support with your blood sugar stability. You can use it for salad dressings or making your own pickles or hot sauces. And you can dilute it to use as a hair rinse or as a skin toner. And it can even support gut repair and appetite regulation. So people use it as an aid for weight loss. Sometimes grounding starts with the simplest of rituals. Taking a spoonful of something sour or bitter, eating more hearty, grounding foods, allowing in a shift in our rhythms. If you try this practice, let me know how it supports your emotional and digestive balance in the comments. And if you're looking for more body-based grounding tools, I've linked a free starter kit in the description that will help you regulate your nervous system and ground you into your body to regulate and ground your digestion, your body, mind, emotions. I'll also link a free ebook that can help you in developing sustainable, holistic self-care into your daily life. And on that note, check out the next video where I guide you in 6 simple daily rituals that support you in natural, gentle detoxification. I'll see you in the next video.